While we got the weekly deal drop price, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, are you going to stay with me?
Yes.
Come on,
Let's go.
We're going to co-host for the next hour here, the rest of this hour. Lou, okay.
Yes.
This is another purchase that I know my husband. I'm going to text him, and he's going to be like, Rebecca, no. Stop it. I just bought the last Today special. I loved it so much, but this is a game changer when it comes to cleaning.
This is the one.
The power of steam. And there are a lot of steamers out on the market. You need to go with a trusted brand and one that will do a lot with power. We'll tell you about the technology, but this is going to literally clean everything. You don't even need to use sprays. All the money you've spent on all these different sprays for the shower, for the oven, for all the things. Also, you're using it to steam your clothes. So it's just unbelievable. This is Wagner. So Wagner is one of those trusted long time brands. Piping hot steam, piping hot deal. So we had our weekly deal drop. The hot deal is another really big special that we only run for a short amount of time. This one's like a month or until we sell out. So for $40 on Flex, you get this whole device.
All of this
Look at how many attachments. I mean, I can't even count. Is it 16?
16 attachments. Now, the difference between this model and the one that we were selling a couple months ago is the fact that you're getting this new floor attachment that comes with it here, this triangle piece with two different microfiber cloths on there, one for carpet, one for hard floors. This is a game changer. You're going to see that in a few minutes. Plus, you're getting all the accessories you need to fill it with water, to be able to clean solid surfaces, hard surfaces, soft surfaces. There's an 8-foot hose on this. It's on wheels. There's even a compartment on here where you can store all your accessories on board. So you're never going to lose them. You've got nylon brushes, you've got brass brushes. We could clean your grill outside. We could clean your stove inside. We could do everything, even your car with these. So that's what's so amazing. But let's show everybody how these work, because there's a very key feature with this one. There is what we call a stainless steel boiler inside of this, So the first thing I'm gonna do, and this is gonna seem a little strange to people, is I'm gonna empty the water out of the hose, Now, why am I doing this? Because even though it makes steam, if it sits for too long, right?
Like the steam, pressure?
The steam cools down and turns back into water.
Oh, right, of course.
It goes from a gaseous state down to a liquid state. So it does that when it cools down, Now, I've got the attachment on here that is our window cleaner. And there's actually on the front of this a squeegee. Watch this on this piece of glass. Now, this could be your shower stall. This could be calcium. It could be soap scum. It could be lime scale. Watch this. Now, the force that's coming out of here, you can see what a great job this is doing. Anything it's coming into contact right now, it's melting. The thing about cleaning with steam is it's chemical free, right? It's just water. But at the same time, because it's at such a high temperature, we're actually sanitizing as we do this. And check this out, deodorizing. So if there's any odors,
4 things at once?
It does everything at one time. It's the most amazing thing in the world. But you can see how much pressure this is under. And that's because of the stainless steel boiler that's inside it. So I'm gonna use that squeegee just to get some of this residual water off. Very easy for me to say. And look at that right there. This is, I mean, this is beautifully clean. No streaks, no lint on here. It's that easy to do when you have your Wagner steamer.
Not to mention fast. A lot of us like to clean. I think a majority of us dread it. So to be able to eliminate products, brushes, all
it's a
these
big difference. Come on over here.
It's so fast.
No, it's huge. Now, of course you can use this in the kitchen. And why do you want to? Because you don't want chemicals around where you're making food, That's a big thing. So let me show you the stove after I've been cooking, because that's what it looks like.
What attachment is this?
This is one of the nylon brushes. You've got a bunch of these little nylon brushes in here. This is one of the bigger nylon ones in here. But this puts out a tremendous amount of steam. You're gonna see in a second. In fact, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna pull this off, because all these attachments just pop right off. I'm gonna empty the water out of the line. Remember I did that before. There's not much in there, but it's just one of those things where, there we go. I want that pure steam coming out of there. Now, watch this. Now, I'll explain to you what the steam is doing while I'm doing this. So the minute I pull the trigger, you're gonna see how much force is coming out of there, right? So the heat from the steam is emulsifying and melting the fats and the oils on here.
Oh my goodness.
All right? The liquid from the steam is softening up any dirt and debris that it might be coming across. And then the final step is the pressure from the steam from that stainless steel boiler is blasting everything off of there. So anything that might be really stuck is just gonna get blown right off of the surface by the pressure. Boom. Look at that. We did that without chemicals. Isn't that amazing?
You didn't even have to use a product to like reshine it back up.
Nope. Nope. And, you know, I just gave it a quick wipe. That's all I've got to do right there. And there's no smell. We can cook on this right away. It's not going to affect anything. How about this one?
This is an upgrade. If you get a commercial, like someone professional, they'll say, oh, we'll clean your oven, but that's an upgraded charge.
Yeah, exactly.
For this.
Take a look at this right here. Yeah, if you have somebody coming into your house and doing the cleaning, I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, most people wait a really long time to clean these just because it's such a pain. Well, because you can use those sprays that they make, right?
Right.
But if you put the sprays in here, you got to wait hours and hours and hours
to break
and
it down.
Pray that it works. Yeah, then you still got to go in there and wipe it down anyway, okay?
Right.
With the Wagner steamer, it is literally emulsifying all the grease, all the oils. It is melting everything right off of there. Look at the beautiful job that it did in a couple of seconds. And, you know, it's better than, for me, it's better than using that feature. Like my oven has the self-cleaning feature where it goes to like 700 degrees for 5 hours.
It smells up the whole house.
I thought the house was burning down. In fact, I walked over to my oven and I put my hand on the counter next to it and it was hot. And I was like, that's the last time I'm ever doing that. That's why I like the idea of using the steamer, just because it's safe, it's clean, and it's effective. It does an amazing job.
And that double boiler, the power that you're getting with it, that's why it's an investment piece. I'm so excited. It's $200. It's normally $200. We dropped it down $80. Now you're going to get it for $119. Oh, by the way, this is free shipping and handling.
Oh,
today,
is it really?
Lou, yeah,
oh, I didn't know that.
Normally we don't do that either, so you're saving there. $40 to get home.
Yeah.
$40. It would cost me more to hire a team just one time to clean my house.
To come in the house and do it. And now you can do everything inside and out all by yourself with your Wagner steamer. By the way, it is on wheels, so it's just following me around as I'm moving, which is I don't have to carry it. I love that. All right. How about your pots and pans? Sometimes you get a beautiful piece like this. Sometimes they're handed down to you. Okay.
Oh, I've got a lot of hand-me-downs.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that some of those older ones have soft bottoms on them. Okay. You don't want to scratch those when you scour. Watch this. I'm gonna hit this with the Wagner, and immediately it starts melting everything that's on here.
Wow.
You know, and I'm not even putting a lot of force in there. I'm letting the boiler do the work for me. And then I'm going to give this a quick, you know, the other night I was talking while I was doing this. I waited a few seconds too long and I couldn't get it off of there without spraying it again because it got hard again. The stuff that's on there. Yeah. But look at what a beautiful job that did.
Well, that speaks to like a long time. Maybe you thought things are too far
something sitting for a long time.
Right?
Yeah.
Then this is going to get that years of grease and grime
Exactly
off.
right. How is your drain? Does it have a little bit of funk to it? Because here's the thing. Sometimes our drains start, you know what I'm talking about?
You're
Sometimes
using the drain
they get that
cleaners.
smell. Yeah. So just take your Wagner, put it down the drain. I'm going to pull the trigger on this. Now, here's the cool thing. Steam will kill anything it comes into contact with that's organic, all right? So if there's any bacteria down your drain, it's killing it. And by killing the bacteria, we are deodorizing. We eliminate the odors. Now, I'm also sanitizing that drain in just a couple seconds. That's all it took. It's easy to do, but my gosh, it makes such a difference
I would have never thought of that. That is so smart, Lou.
And it's just water. Because sometimes you add chemicals down your drain, and it actually hurts the pipes. The water's not going to hurt it
we've talked about that on Professor.
Oh, I know.
Heats up your pipe. Yeah, it's not good.
Okay. Cutting board. This cutting board looks perfectly clean to the human eye. However, I'm going to use an ultraviolet light. I'm going to put it on here, and you're going to see that it's not clean. Look what's going on here. So stuff gets stuck on these. You can't see it, but this shows proteins, and you can see right there that from that chicken we cut last night, it looks like a crime scene, okay?
And now you're gonna cut fruit on that and give it to your kids?
Watch, you wanna see something crazy? Now it's white, it looks clean, watch this. The minute I start doing this,
oh my God.
Look what was actually on there. How insane is this? Like, would you have guessed that all this was on here?
No.
I never would have thought that. I would never have thought that, my gosh, look what's on this thing, okay? Now, watch this. I'm gonna take one of these cloths, I'm gonna wipe the bottom of this off, make sure this is nice. There we go, get all the moisture off, because I want you to see something really cool, all right? Here's that black light again. Look at the top of it, crime scene, look at the bottom.
Wow.
Where'd it all go? Crime scene?
Wow.
Nothing on the bottom right here. So the Wagner will actually clean surfaces that look clean to your eye.
Like porous surfaces.
Porous surfaces.
That you don't even realize maybe
Wood cutting boards, the plastic ones like these, your toilet seats. I mean, there's so many different things that you can use these on. It's absolutely crazy.
If you're trying to use less chemicals too, I mean, that's the thing. And then you feel like you've got to buy a different product for every different appliance device. The bathroom, the tile. I mean, there's different products just in the bathroom alone. The tub and tile, but can I use that on the counter? No. Can I use it on the sink? I mean, I gotta use something else. This is amazing. Oh, okay. So a lot of us have.
You got excited when you saw that.
I'm telling you, like the things as you get older that you get excited about.
That was funny.
So we have a lot of different flooring. Some people have laminate, some people have vinyl, some people have hardwood, some people have tile. It's a mixture of all of that in the house.
It's, you know what's
This is new.
So the minute Rebecca saw this, she went, ooh. I started doing this, and you could see the steam coming through that microfiber pad on there, and she was like, wow.
Yes.
Because look at how much steam is being pushed through a thick piece of microfiber by this. Now, let me show you what you're gonna do with this, though. This is a new floor cleaning attachment that you're gonna get. You're getting these two extension poles that you just add to the handle right here. You're getting the triangular shaped attachment here, and you're getting two different pads, one that's coarse and one that's fine. This is the coarse one that we're gonna use on solid surfaces, like all the different floorings in front of me. Why is it a triangle? Corners. We can get into corners now, all right? Watch what I'm gonna do, though. I'm gonna come down here to the floor. This is crazy sticky, what's on there, okay?
I know, I feel like we really try to make it as bad as possible.
Watch this. If
I
put this on here, look what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
I can't move this, okay? But watch when I start the steamer. I'm gonna let it sit there for a second, and it immediately starts to break down the dirt that's on here.
Oh my gosh, it's a different color floor.
Yeah, everybody does, because look at that. I mean, why would you not think that it's a different color floor?
I thought that was the actual tone of the floor.
And look at this. I can get right up into that corner because I got that triangle on the end of this, and make sure we get everything out of that corner. It's real easy to do. I'm gonna turn it around and then back into it and go up this way. But look at the great job that this does. And again, it's the power of the steam, the pressure that is forcing that through that microfiber, giving it such a complete cleaning. Look at that.
Wow.
Right up to the edge there, and we're done. And take a look at how beautiful this floor is in just a couple of seconds. And I did it without chemicals. I didn't have to get a mop. I didn't have to get a bucket. I just used my Wagner. No, none of that.
Wait for it to dry. I mean, this dries fast.
Yeah, and this down here is luxury plank vinyl, so that's going to dry very, very quickly. But what if you've got marble floors? You know, like what if you got a really, really shiny floor in your house? Some of the tiles that are out there, especially dark ones, if you get the pet's paws on them, you get footprints on them. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And then when that sunlight hits it, it just drives me. My OCD goes into high gear, right? Take a look at this. I'm going to put this down here. And what I like to do on this is I just kind of pulse it. And I want you to see how it refreshes this. Ooh. It gets rid of the dust, it gets rid of the pollen, anything that might have come in from outside and is sitting on your floor. And just like that, all those footprints and everything are gone. And look how beautiful that is. And in seconds, that's gonna be bone dry.
And that 212-degree heat, I love it because it's like, how many people are walking in, their shoes on, coming in and out of the pool, the parties, the people coming over. It's just like, I think about it all day long until I'm like, okay, I gotta do the floor, but I dread it because I gotta make the concoction with the mop.
Yep. Well,
wait for it to dry.
Here's the other thing. Your concoction that you're putting on the floor, that actually has surfactants in it. Surfactants will stick to your feet, number one. Number two, they attract more dirt. So there's some crazy stuff with that. How about hardwood floors, okay? Because we all know water, wood, probably not good unless it's a boat, okay? Take a look at this right here. I'm gonna place this down on this hardwood. Now, notice all I'm doing is just pulsing it. I'm not like leaving this on. By the way, every time I pull the trigger, it's letting out a burst of steam. So all I'm doing is just pulsing as I go forward here, because I don't want to put a lot of moisture down on a wood floor, but I want you just to see that quickly the difference in that floor. So again, the floor's not gonna get dirty faster. It's not gonna be sticky. And by the way, the first time you do this, you might feel some resistance. That's because the steam is actually pulling up all the stuff you had on there before. All the cleaners you put on it, any of the waxes, it's pulling all that off of there. You don't need that. This is clean.
Get it now. I would say get it now. Even if you want to try it, you're like, I've always wanted to try steam, but you know, it's usually one of those handheld devices and I have to like get on my hands and knees or it doesn't last as long. This has got the boiler in it. This is a big investment piece. 16 attachments so you can do everything. $40 on a flex payment lets you break down those payments to get the hot deal price. This is gonna go back up to $200.
Oh, yeah.
Don't wait.
Yeah.
Get it home, try it for 30 days. We wanna make sure that you love it. You have the option to try this out. We covered shipping and handling, so get it home for 40 bucks, try it for 30 days, see what you can get done. You'll be spending less than hiring someone to come just clean your house one time.
Yep.
Now you can clean your whole house, no products necessary. Show me more, because now I'm seeing rugs, and I'm already thinking of the area rugs where my dog is thrown up.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite attachments now, this triangular attachment, but we have a different head on the end of it here. We've actually put the fine microfiber cloth on there, and this part, this black edge, actually pops off. That's a carpet glider. So when you put this on the carpeting, that microfiber is not gonna just stop and stick to the carpeting. It's gonna actually let it move across the surface. So watch this, I'm gonna put this down here. This is the most impressive thing in the world to me, because look at the way, when the steam starts to come out of this, there is so much steam going down on this carpet right now. Look at what's happening right there. So what's going on right now? Well, for one thing, we're deodorizing the carpet. We're getting rid of any odors there. I got 2 dogs. I tell you, this is a lifesaver, all right? Just to be able to do this. The other thing it's doing is revitalizing the nap of the carpet because it's adding moisture to it, right? So it's bringing it back to life. It's going to seem like it's springier, you know, once we get done with this. And then the last thing it's doing, of course, if there's any, you know, dirt on the carpet, anything like that, it's going to be getting that off of there. Not to mention the fact that steam kills any organic, you know, living organism that it comes into contact with. So if there's anything that might be in your carpet off of your dogs, let's say, or, you know, somebody brought in from a trip or something, I don't know, this is absolutely going to take care of those as well.
And usually you've got the carpets in the bedrooms. I'm thinking of my 2 kids' rooms. I'm thinking of the dog lays on everything, like you said, coming from outside after laying and rolling in the grass.
Look at that.
I mean, to think of so things like this get very unique, right? We've all got a vacuum, we've all got a mop.
Right.
Maybe you've got a little handheld steamer. Can you do that with this?
No.
A lot of times you think, okay, I gotta go to the home, I either gotta hire a professional to every, like once a year, maybe deodorize and do this type of deep clean on my carpets. Or I'm gonna go rent one if they have something like this at that home store. And you might spend this kind of price tag, definitely more than a flex payment.
Oh, definitely.
To just rent it for a day to do the carpets in your bedrooms.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing too. This is just the most economical way. A lot of people have actually a floor steamer and a handheld steamer.
Yes.
Because they can't do both, but the Wagner can. Now, I'm gonna hit the backsplash, the fixtures, and the porcelain all in one pass, and I'm not gonna use anything other than the Wagner. I don't have any special chemicals. I'm not having to put on any gloves, you know what I mean? I'm not choking when I go in there. And you could see where you are, Rebecca, how this is getting all the soap scum off the fixtures. It's bringing everything back to life. If you've got a scum line in your tub, that soap line that gets in there, look at this. It's going to take all of that stuff off that back, off the porcelain. Now, real quick, I'm going to do a quick wipe up here. That's gorgeous. We're going to do this fixture right here. That's beautiful. And look at the porcelain. And again, we didn't use 3 different things to do this. It was one device,
not to mention, you have
just
to let
water.
the products, you really, if you want to see any types of difference, you have to let it sit for like 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah. Come in with a really heavy duty brush. I know, because I do this like every Saturday. And it's so much work. And if you skip a week, you're really in trouble. No,
and this is really, really easy to do. Okay, you're going to want to stand over here. Because what I'm going to show you right now is how great this stainless steel boiler in this is. This is probably a 2-inch thick piece of ice right here, okay? You want to see power? Watch this. I'm going to stand out of the way myself. I've learned. Look at how fast it blows its way through a 2-inch thick piece of ice just like that. Now, why is that important? Because if you have a handheld steamer and it doesn't have a boiler, it has what's called a heat exchanger in it. That may make hot water, but it doesn't make water under pressure, okay? This is putting the water under pressure, which gives it the force to be able to do exactly what you see me doing right here, which is punch these holes through that. Now, how does that translate to you? Even the toughest stains in your house are gonna come up when you use this. So for instance, if you got kids in your home, maybe you got a car seat, maybe you got a high chair, we all know how they like to take their cereal, sit there and eat it while they're sitting there, okay? Watch this. This is permanent marker that's on here. I'm gonna take this, and in seconds, it literally blasts permanent marker off of the plastic on here. And I didn't even do that for very long. But now, not only is this clean, not only is it sanitized, it's deodorized, so I don't need to worry about the little one sitting here picking up those Cheerios and eating them. You know what I mean?
I know.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. This is your life. So you can see.
I'm constantly chasing cleanups. This is like, that's why I keep oohing and eyeing over every single thing.
Isn't it
amazing? I'm envisioning
she really does.
right?
She's like, ooh.
Because I know every little thing. I mean, my husband was out cleaning our lanai with a pressure washer. The dog goes outside, gets the paws all in the mud, comes inside now my floors, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta go get the mop, I gotta create the concoction. I'd rather pull this out of the closet, boom, 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 done.
And just do it that way. Yeah, I mean, look at this now.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, this is actually the attachment we use for windows, but I took the squeegee off of it. We give you this beautiful terry cloth bonnet that fits on here. Now I can use this on pillows. I could use it on my couch. I could use it on my car seats. I can steam my clothes and get the wrinkles out of them and deodorize them. If it's a shirt you wore one time and you're like, I don't know, this one's kind of iffy. Give it a little spray with the steamer. The odor's going to go away.
Something you would have taken to the dry cleaner.
Yeah, a lot of people would have. You don't absolutely. You're getting a facial right now, by the way. It's like
you know, that's
seriously.
the thing. Like, I'm not fearful I'm going to get that like burn. Like, this is a good distance away.
No, look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You got to be right up on top of it, and that's.